Ah, The Golden Girls. Such a great show from the mid-80s. It ran for 7 seasons on NBC before concluding, due in large part to Bea Arthur's disinterest in continuing to be part of the show. Ratings had been declining during the 7th season a bit, but this was a show that for the prior 6 seasons had been a top 10 television show in the United States. It was also a show that had been honored with numerous awards during its run. So why, oh why, would Bea Arthur want to leave such a successful show? Well, some might point to the on-again, off-again, somewhat icy relationship between Bea and co-star Betty White, but that really wasn't it. Despite their extremely different personalities, both stars had a ton of respect for each other. No, it wasn't that. It really wasn't. So what was it? Why would Bea Arthur walk away from such a universally beloved show like The Golden Girls? Well, according to Jim Colucci, the author of the book Golden Girls Forever, it really boiled down to 2 things. The first of which was a simple feeling that Bea had that the show had run its course. She felt like the quality of the show's writing was declining, and actually if ratings were any indicator of quality, Bea may have been right. With most shows, there are a finite number of stories to tell, and after that, things just start to feel a bit redundant. The other reason is a little more personal. Bea was starting to feel a bit worn down by what she called Dorothy bashing by the show's writers. According to Colucci, when the writers called Rose dumb or Blanche a floozy or Sophia old, they could just brush it off. It could roll off their backs because they weren't like their characters. Unfortunately, the things that were said about Dorothy were that she was big and ugly, and that wears on an actress after a while. And you know what? It's hard to blame Bea for that. Simply put, it hit too close to home. After a while, I think anyone would grow weary of that. And so Bea made the decision to leave. Afterwards, NBC made a very difficult decision as well, which was to end the show after 7 seasons. However, despite the network's willingness to call it a day, the show's producers, well, they had other ideas and repackaged the program without Bea as the Golden Palace. Instead of living at Blanche's house, the ladies now ran a hotel. After hearing the new pitch, NBC indicated that they would be willing to give the show a try for 13 episodes. But CBS trumped that offer with a commitment to run it for a full season of 24 episodes. But you know what? Despite that guarantee and the full faith and trust and backing of the network, the show just wasn't the same without Bea, and the new premise felt less genuine and more like your routine run-of-the-mill sitcom. While ratings for the new show started strong, they quickly fell off, and by the end of the season, CBS decided to cancel the program. Side note, it's not like Bea Arthur completely abandoned her colleagues and friends. She did make an appearance on a couple of episodes of The Golden Palace. I tend to think that Bea was right. 7 seasons, 180 half-hour episodes, it was probably enough. And say what you want about her introverted, somewhat acerbic personality, the lady was a class act and richly deserving of all of the accolades that followed her throughout her career. There is a favorite Bea Arthur quote of mine. Referring to Maude and Dorothy, Bea once said, "I'm not playing a role, I'm being myself, whatever the hell that is." I've got to say, how awesome is it that you're able to play yourself? She wasn't always the most chipper person on screen, but you know what? If I had to spend time with someone who was always upbeat and positive and someone who was, well, more like Bea, I'd probably choose the latter. Sorry, Betty. You're still great. You really are. But so is Bea Arthur, and I applaud her decision to walk away from her hit television show. Truthfully, if you think about it, it's a very Bea Arthur thing to do. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd appreciate it if you clicked on the thumbs up icon, and what the heck, why not consider whether or not you'd like to subscribe to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.